resin is a two-part mix, and to mix it you need 4 straight-sided cups. We'll show you why you need so many cups later.
You'll also need 2 paint stirrers, and these are the wooden kind that you can get at the hardware store.
And last but not least, you should wear protective gloves and safety glasses. So we're ready to mix our resin, and what we want to do first is pour equal amounts of resin and hardener in each cup. So I'm going to hand you that.
So we've got, this one is our resin, and I'm going to start by pouring, we're going to do just enough for this one coaster. So I'm going to pour that in.
Maybe a third full.
Yeah, that seems right. A little more. That's good. How about that? Can you see that?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. And now we like pouring one and then the other because it gives it time to settle.
Right. There's no rushing this part. So now this is the hardener. We're not going to pour it in with the resin.
No.
It goes in its own cup. These are the first 2 cups.
Right. This is why we have 4 cups here. So I'm going to pour into this one.
And one of them is more viscous than the other. It takes a little longer for it to flow and settle.
So let's see what that looks like.
Does that look like equal amounts? Do you need more of anything?
Look here. We want to make sure it's right. So it's worth taking a minute to look, make sure it looks right.
Mixing exactly the same amounts is the most important part.
It looks
having
good.
It thoroughly mixed.
They look even to me. Looks like the same amount. So I'm going to hand you that.
The next step is to pour both the hardener and the resin together into the 3rd cup.
Okay.
And once she does this, I'm going to start the timer and time it for 2 minutes.
Okay, so I'm starting to pour those in now. And it's very important, the mixing thoroughly is important, so I want to make sure that get those poured. And then I'm going to take one of the paint stirrers and I'm going to scrape out what's left.
Yep.
Scrape that off and do the same with this other one. And I'm scraping the bottom also to get all of that in there. There's a little bit left there.
Good. We have paper towels because it's a little drippy.
Yep. And now I'm going to scrape that off.
Yes.
And I'm going to start stirring, and Kitty's going to...
I've got the timer going. She's going to stir for 2 minutes. She's going to use the bottom. That's why we chose a flat stir. She's going to scrape up off the bottom.
And I'm scraping the sides too. And periodically, as I'm stirring, I'm going to stop and scrape off what's on the paint stick.
Because sometimes the stuff that's left on the paint stick is either resin or hardener, but you need it all mixed together.
That's right.
Any resin that is not mixed with hardener won't harden, and so you don't want that in your project because that'll remain tacky or sticky. It never will cure.
So we're still stirring here. I'm going to scrape again.
But as long as you stir thoroughly and use this 4-cup method, we've always had success with it mixing perfectly and hardening perfectly.
Okay, so now I'm going to pour into our 4th cup. This is a new clean cup.
Brand new clean cup. And she's going to scrape everything in there.
Yep, I'm scraping with the first paint stir here.
And I'm starting the timer. Okay. So we're going to start, but she's going to use a new stir stick. The new stir stick means any unmixed resin or hardener that was on that old stir stick is gone. It's not in the project. Any old unmixed hardener that was up on the sides of the 3rd cup, that's gone because now we have a new cup of all mixed. And now you want to be ready to pour because this is going to start hardening up. So we have our project here.
Great.
And I'm going to pour a little at a time and kind of drizzle it down in all the little gaps.
So she's covering the whole area. It's very viscous, so it kind of will fill in slowly around each item.
And I'm going to pour enough that it covers all the embedments. If we don't have enough mixed here to cover everything, if there's any embedment that's sticking up over the top, we can let this cure and put a 2nd layer on.
Yeah, we just have to wait for it to cure thoroughly and then we're good to go.